Hey guys, so today's video is a slightly different one. Phoebe wants to say, she's getting a bit heavy. Phoebe wants to say hello. Yeah, you giving me a hug. She always gets so shy. Like I'll say hey guys and she'll get really like happy to go on camera and then she just gets so shy. Look at her. You little shy baby. I can't even see your features, babe. The lighting is so off. It's because I'm so pale that like the contrast just gets really put off. Maybe if I put her up close to there she goes. Say hello to everyone. That was beautiful, Phoebe. Hey guys, today's video is a slightly different one. Subscribe with the bell icon for engagement, and I'll be making more of this other content recently. As you guys have probably seen, I've scaled back a little bit because I'm trying to do more quality over quantity, because lately I've been burnt out. I'll probably film a video on that sometime soon. Burnout is a hell of a thing. Burnout is a hell of a thing, and I've been in burnout for a while, and I'm in the process of trying to get a diagnosis for it's just been a long journey, so that's a whole separate video in itself. But for now, let's just ignore and smile. Today I'm going to talk about Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford. So Billie is 20, just to be clear, and Jesse is 31, and he's a member of the band called The Neighbourhood, which I actually really love. So this is just odd for me because I also love Billie Eilish. Like, why do they have to do this to me? So Billie Eilish in the past has dated different people that turned out to be toxic or whatever it was, you know, whatever the situation. We don't really, you know, we're not part of those relationships, but from her music we can tell that things were toxic or people were abusing their power over her. She made a song about someone abusing their power over her. She also made the song Happier Than Ever about someone that was clearly being like very psychologically abusive towards her, and that was around the time that she ended her relationship with someone who was already a little bit older than her. Billie seems to be in these relationships that just seem like there is always some kind of a power dynamic, and that's not a blame of her. Like clearly something is going on, and I wish maybe someone would have a chat with her, just be like, hey, let's maybe stay single for a while. Let's check some things out, you know. We've seen celebrities grow up. We've also just seen regular people grow up and talk about how they are now the age that their partner was when they started dating. Oh, that sentence made absolutely no sense. Like, let's say with this age difference here, Billie is 20, Jesse's 31, and they recently started dating. That is an 11-year age gap. 11 years is fine, I think, once you're a little bit further in life. Like, I think an 11-year age gap is fine to me between like a 30 and a 41-year-old, you know, except like a little bit further. Even 25 and 36 wouldn't bother me as much as 20 and 31. For some reason, I just feel like if your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, like maybe just date kind of within your age range, because then you're less likely to be manipulated in a relationship. And I'm not saying this is grooming or illegal or anything like that. I'm just trying to start a conversation. There's a hair on my nose. Start a conversation about age gaps and when they stop being inappropriate, when they start being appropriate, and vice versa. You know, with people recently coming out, like Demi Lovato talks about the fact that she's now 29 and her boyfriend was 29 when he was dating her when she was around the age of 20. And she can't imagine now as a 29-year-old dating someone that much younger, if that makes sense. I think you don't understand age gaps until you are the older age. And then you're like, whoa, I would never date someone that young. And they had no problem dating me. Like, what does that mean, you know? And you start to really think about that, because I think when Billie turns 31, she will look back and be like, oh my God, I could never date a 20-year-old now, right? Because like, you just wouldn't. You don't really have much in common. Like, you're at different points in your life. There is also the added element of the fact that allegedly, according to some like inside sources, they've known each other roughly since she was about 15, 16. And that adds an extra element. Another thing, she was also a huge fan of his.
Crazy, because then I met Jesse like the end of last year, maybe. I love him so much. Oh my God, he's so good, bro. Fuck.
Which then adds another element of like power dynamic that he didn't really know he had until now, right? So like, once again, not grooming, but she's clearly a massive fan of his. She's had a crush on him for ages, might have known him for a while. And now that she's 20, he's dating her and he's 31, and it just feels a bit not right. Right? Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So they recently announced the relationship and they went to a Halloween party dressed like an old man and a baby, which, whose idea was that? Who signed off on it? It was almost like they were posting it to mock us and our worry, because people were already worried because this relationship was like leaking everywhere. And everyone was worried that she was putting herself in another, not like victim blaming, you know, she's not putting herself in another relationship, but she's in another relationship with someone who's older than her. And people are rightfully concerned, you know, because last time it didn't really end well. So people are just concerned that it's going to happen again. It almost felt like that outfit was like, that costume choice was like almost mocking everyone's like concern for her, which I understand it must be really annoying to be in what you think is a happy relationship. And it might be a happy relationship, and have everyone put their 2 cents in, you know, but when you have that much of an age gap and you're only 20, it just feels like a topic of conversation that needs to be had. So she did recently her 6th Vanity Fair interview, which she's been doing for obviously 6 years. And in that interview, she starts gushing about Jesse and how much she has loved him for ages. And like, this is the adult relationship that she wanted.
Yeah, I do. And it's really cool. And I'm really excited and I'm really happy about it.
You can tell that there's a bit of tension in the room. Like, it's a bit odd because she says, you know, round of applause because I got him. And like, it's almost like an achievement for her, which it would have been like when I was 15. I loved Arctic Monkeys and The Neighbourhood as well. So I would have probably been like, oh my God, yes, I bagged my favorite like band member or my favorite musician. But when you're that young, it feels like almost an achievement. But then when you get older, you're like, oh, yikes, like that wasn't right, you know? And everyone kind of like claps for her, but it's really awkward and kind of like, what's going on? Like, are we supposed to be promoting this as adults? Because they were probably all adults there, much older than Billie in the room. And they were all probably like, yay.
I managed to get my way to a point in my life, to a point where I not only was known by a person that I thought was the hottest alive, but pulled his ass. Are we kidding me? Can we just round of applause for me? Thank you. Jesse Rutherford, everyone.
You know, like, I just hope that she comes out of this just like fine, unscathed. I hope the relationship's fine, it's all healthy and dandy and beautiful, but there is just a bit of concern there for her, you know? I think she had to grow up very quickly in the limelight. That might have pushed her to believe that she is a lot more emotionally mature than she is. Like, being more mature business-wise doesn't necessarily make you more emotionally mature. And if you are as emotionally mature as a 31-year-old, then either you're just like a very mature 20-year-old or he's a very immature 31-year-old. In that interview, they also asked her what she would like to say to her fans, and she said that she would like to say that she's in control and like, don't worry about me, which was like indirectly saying like, hey guys, stop criticizing my relationship. I'm in control. And you can think that you're in control at the time, and I don't mean to infantilize her, like, I'm sure she's a grown woman who knows what she's doing, but there is that aspect of it that just bothers me, you know? There was also an interview with her brother Finneas recently, like a street interview, and they asked him about the relationship, and he said, if she's happy, then I'm happy. And whenever someone says that about a relationship, I always think, oh, that's a red flag.
Listen, as long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Because he would say, you know, oh, I love him, like, we get along really well, I think he's great for my sister. Like, if he was really happy for the relationship, he'd be like, yeah, like, they get along so well, I'm so glad, you know, he treats her so well. But he said, if she's happy, then I'm happy. Like, it's like a very, like, politically correct, I'm not going to get involved right now, but if she's happy, then I'm happy. You know, like, it's not giving me pure happiness. Now, I do understand that age is just a number, as long as it's legal. Maturity is a concept, kind of. But her prefrontal cortex is not even like anywhere near done developing, and his has been developed for a minute. And I know some of your parents might have age gaps, some of your family members might have age gaps. I'm not saying that everything is illegal and predatory and like, oh my God, go to jail. I'm just saying sometimes I think an age gap is appropriate past a certain point, and I don't think Billie is at that point yet. In my opinion, I think past 25, I don't care, date anyone. But I think like pre-25, it just feels really weird to me. Of course, you're an adult. I just think it's also weird in America because she's not even allowed to drink alcohol legally. Like, I think if you're like in the UK, you have to be 18 to drink alcohol, which feels a bit different. Like, you in the UK, I'm pretty sure you can do everything at the age of 18. In America, like a few things are left until you're 21, like the alcohol thing. I don't know if there's anything else. Let me know about your ages and stuff. I just think if you're not allowed to drink alcohol, you shouldn't date someone who can drink alcohol. Unless, of course, don't even, if it's like a 1 year age gap too, don't let me know. I'm just saying in like a broader, like a 30-year-old should not be dating a 20-year-old because he has been drinking alcohol for 9 years and she hasn't been allowed to legally order it. Like, it just feels weird to me, right? Like, it's like a basic thing. Like, she's not able to order alcohol. They can't even go to a bar together. I don't know if that's on their like to-do list, but it's just weird to me. The fact that she was allegedly a fan of his, allegedly have known each other since she was 15, And him being 11 years older than her and her brother not seeming too ecstatic about it, the whole thing just gives me the slight heebie-jeebies. But I want to know what you guys think about it all. So just no arguing with me or with anyone else in the comment section. I want civil conversation, because that's been lacking on the internet lately. Civil discourse about this. Subscribe to the bell, like, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.